3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome back to Red Rising. This is Sam, and this is the episode where we find out whether Nick was right about Roque all along. We're covering Part 3, Glory, chapters 42 through 49, the Battle of Ilium. Darrow uses Roque's own expectations against him, the claw drills tear into the Colossus, and the crew fights its way to the bridge for a confrontation 2 books in the making. We talk about Roque's choice, the honor he dies for, and the order Darrow gives in the aftermath, the one aimed at the docks of Ganymede. That complicates every clean feeling we've ever had about rooting for this man. They christen the new flagship Morningstar. We christen this episode with our tears. Pierce, come on the podcast and explain yourself. The following conversation contains major spoilers for Pierce Brown's Red Rising trilogy. The series also includes depictions of graphic violence, torture, slavery, sexual violence, and genocide. Listener discretion is advised.
Sam, I think there's some sailing thing happening in Annapolis this weekend. I only know that because we had to go across the Bay Bridge for Doodle's treatment, and there were a whole bunch of the tall ships coming in.
Oh,
so
they're coming to Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Are they?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's free too, Craig. If you have 30 minutes, you just told me
I
your
love
weekend
tall
plans are there.
ships.
Absolutely. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's the Eagle. It's the Coast Guard, the tall ship, and there are all these other ones from Germany and Portugal and all
That's
of their equivalents to the Eagle, and they've been going up the East
Yeah,
Coast.
I think we saw the one
So
from
cool.
Lisbon coming in. It was pretty
Yeah, and you can go on them and walk around too. But it's Baltimore. It's hot.
cool. Yeah.
It's me a bunch of people.
Baltimore's a pain in the ass to get into, too.
It is. I would rather go to DC any day. I don't know if that's controversial.
Is that true?
I
What?
think it's
I would
so
always
much.
rather go to
Yeah,
Baltimore.
DC is easier for me to drive in. Is that crazy?
That feels crazy.
No, that
to
makes
me.
sense
No,
because it's
that's not
right
crazy.
on 50. You just you're straight on 50,
I
right?
also-
into
And it's a
DC?
grid. I feel like Baltimore,
Yeah.
there's one-way streets everywhere.
Yeah, I also feel like DC, the driving
Baltimore's
is
very
horrible.
reminiscent of Frederick.
But in DC, the driving is horrible and predictable. That
Yeah,
people
I
are
know,
gonna be stupid.
I know the lay
Yeah.
of the land.
Also, if you wanted to, you could just park at Metro into DC. You can't do that with Baltimore.
It's true. Yeah,
That's true. That's a good point.
Baltimore's a great city, though. We're not hating on Baltimore.
We're not hating on
I love
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Actually, it's a nice place.
It used to
It
be
is
my
a nice place.
stomping ground. Yeah.
Mhm.
Last week, we realized that there were multiple pairs of boots outside the door of Romulus Al Ra. And so we don't know who's in the house, though, besides Romulus.
Well done.
So this is going to be the summary of Section 3, Part B of Morningstar. Seated across from Romulus is our most beloved betrayer, Roque the poet. It's here because we need a sales pitch from Roque on the benefits of joining the society again, and a sales pitch from Mustang and Darrow on the benefits of joining the rebellion, the Rising. So they both do this back and forth debate style where they pitch Romulus and the Moon Lords on the benefits of their plan. So Roque offers something practical. You get more rights. The Octavia will show more restraint, and the society will surrender Antonia, who is the one that murdered Romulus's family at Darrow's big event that he had in book 2. But not to be outdone, Darrow promises the impossible, total independence for the Rim. And then we'll get into this detail, but he offers the sons of Ares to the Rim on a platter. He thinks to himself, they'll need this in order to join our side. When that's not enough, though, he frames Roque as the man who stole the Rim killing nukes and hints that the society is just going to do a repeat of Rhea. Romulus swallows this lie, declares a blood feud with Roque, and throws the Rim's weight behind the Rising. And so as Roque leaves, Roque tells Darrow exactly the moment that their friendship died. And then comes the incredible, if the last book we all sort of rated at a 3, we get the Battle of Ilium in space. Darrow charges the Pax, which is his flagship, straight into the Armada as bait, and lets Roque board his empty ship, and then the Helldivers come, and in a scene that will be one of the greatest literary and cinematic masterpieces in history, Darrow pilots a claw drill through the hull of his own ship and into space before burrowing into Roque's ship. Finally, a pink valet betrays Roque from the inside and opens the bridge to let Darrow's crew on board. Darrow overloads the packs to let it go nuclear. It vaporizes the boarding parties, and the Howlers have holed up in little caves that they have drilled into the side of a planet in order to be a final surprise for Roque's fleet. And so then we get the end of Roque discussions. Roque decides to take his own life, which is not the end of the part, because then we have this huge moment where Darrow pretends to be Roque and suggests that in Roque's final moments, he's going to bomb the dockyards of Ganymede from space. And so he deceives Romulus and he cripples the Rim's navy for years. And finally, Sephi renames the flagship the Morning Star. And that is the end of part 3 of Morning Star.
Good Lord, there's a lot
Woo!
here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a
That's
lot
of good
happens.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Exciting.
We pick up with Romulus, Seraphina, and then finally we meet Roque inside
Yeah.
Romulus's house.
So differences between the Rim and the Core, they are not as loud with their caste system. It is nice that he's like, nobody gets servants until they're 12 years old. Okay.
Oh,
You're not
Yeah.
allowed to
Can't
watch TV.
It is
It's very Spartan.
The sentiment behind it is nice. Like, form your own opinions before you start listening to the opinions of others, which like makes sense.
I think also in a way, it like, I agree, but doesn't it kind of make it a little bit more hypocritical?
Oh, 100%.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like, it's a
they're
good
all-
sentiment, but it's also really, you're missing the point there, bud.
Yeah.
Not you, them, of
know.
course.
No, yeah. They all want to be like, oh, we're so much better than like
Yeah.
the core golds or the Rim. But I did think, introduction to them initially. We know Romulus is insane, but like just kind of understanding
think so.
how. Okay, please clarify.
Okay.
Sam just give me, or sorry, Liz just give me a big side eye for all the listeners out there.
I think we all gave you a side eye. I'm gonna
Romulus
be honest
isn't
with you, Craig.
insane.
I love Romulus, but he's insane.
Romulus
I don't
has
think
an
so.
epic crash out in this episode. Okay,
Yeah.
literally when he crashes like nobody's
It was
business.
like
later
0
on,
to 100 in like
it was
a
like,
millisecond.
whoa,
And this is
Whoa,
going to
no,
be so
what?
out there, but for some reason, at some point in this episode, in this part, I pictured this parlay kind of going like the end of Rocky Horror, when Rocky and Riff Raff are like having that back and forth and yelling at each other, and it's just like absolutely insane, and they're both crying about things that are crazy.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of golds like lose their composure. And I feel
Mhm.
like, and he was composed, but he fucking lost it, man. That guy.
What are you guys talking about? 60 years ago, Romulus was alive for this. They saw one of their planets
Okay,
nuked
sure.
into oblivion.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've had 60 years to get over it. Then, the arch-governor is murdered and the niece is murdered. Okay? But now, if we accept this lie that
Hang
Roque
on.
is here...
We're going to have to walk through all these pieces individually. But Craig, no one is saying it's not a valid crash out. We're just saying it's a crash out.
It's a crash out.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, he is the equivalent of the sovereign, like in his land. So, like, he's not insane.
Yeah, he's not insane. I think he's not insane.
You think he's a mensch? Kind of a Lorne type figure.
He's a Lorne type figure. And I mean, they have this great back and forth, he and Darrow, where Darrow says, you're not more civilized than the core. You're just more disciplined. And then, anyway, they have this tete-a-tete between each other about, like,
I did like that they added tete-a-tete.
where they go back and forth on philosophy and politics until finally they get to the reason that he's here, which is to discuss war. And so then he brings him inside.
And the scene of like Roque confronting Darrow, Darrow confronting Roque, Mustang throwing in one-liners, like it's fun to watch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're trying to win Romulus's favor.
I had a note for Nick here. I was like, Nick, would you rather they tell us that they have this plan going in, or the surprise as like, him
Good
kind
question.
of giving him the Sons of Ares?
I think the surprise works. And I think the surprise works because I don't think Romulus believes the lie. And that's why I keep getting hung up on this a little bit. I don't think it's the lie that he believes. I think it's the fact that it doesn't matter whether or not Roque has them and is planning on using them. It's still that they are stockpiling nuclear weapons in a way that they weren't supposed to be doing. And they weren't supposed to be doing it because of Rhea. And so, yeah, Darrow lies, but he doesn't. That's the part where it's like, I think it's all of it together, and Darrow needs all of it together. And when you put all of it together, Romulus doesn't need to buy the lie. He just needs the base information there that the lie is based off of.
Yeah, if they had a base that was stockpiled full of nukes and had proof, that would be just
it
as
doesn't
powerful.
matter what Roque knew about it. It doesn't matter if Roque had them. If anything, Romulus can look past Darrow exaggerating a bit because Darrow gave them other bits of information and other things that they needed.
And it's the delivery is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
It's very book one when they are tricking, is it Jupiter? And they like, you know what I mean? And they're like being very theatrical about like,
yeah.
how long does it take your little friend to run? It's, very similar to that. Like they practiced this one.
Yeah.
But we were having an off-pod discussion we want to bring on pod about the sequence of negotiation here.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
before they do this whole performance, which they clearly planned, Darrow turns in all the Sons of Ares over to Romulus as his bargaining chip.
I want
Did
to
it
walk through that
have to
sequence
happen?
too. So, okay. First, does he give up the sons first or does he give the lie first? He gives up the sons
The
first.
sons
first.
Mhm.
I think it's important. There's three things here, and the way they're sequenced, I think, is really important. The first is that Darrow reminds him that his niece and brother, who was it, were both brutally killed at Roque's hand. The second is there are nukes, and here's this lie that Roque is planning on using them. And then the third is the sons in the rim.
Well, you did them backwards,
Second is
though.
the
'cause
sun.
Yeah, but you did the right order. You did the order they
Nick
should have
did
done
the
it.
right order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I maintain that order. Oh, it's hard.
You did the order that I think we would have done had we been in Darrow's shoes.
Nick is crashing out.
And that's why I think this works. And I'm going to sound like I can't be wrong here.
What works, Nick? I feel like are you arguing for our point or for what happened in the book? I don't even know which side you're on.
What happened in the book?
All right,
I'm not saying it's not a mistake, but I'm saying I can absolutely see why Darrow felt like he had to do it. And I think we don't know whether or not he had to do it. The way it lays out, the way he gives up the sons first, there's a question of, is that the bit that makes Romulus believe him about the nukes? Because Darrow has already come with these 2 points. And is that like the tipping? It goes over the top with the nukes because the nukes is what he really needed him to believe. Because I think that's what we kind of set up in the last part, the whole bombing of Rhea tied to these nukes. And I think we see that set up, like you said, Mustang and Darrow rehearsed this all the way through. And I think if you did it in the other order, I don't know if you really, like, you had a dramatic effect there that probably brought Romulus onto your side, and you might not have gotten that if you didn't set it up right.
You know that moment in Lord of the Rings where at the Fellowship where they're arguing and Frodo's like, I will take it. I will take it. And everyone's still shouting.
That's what
the
scene
same
is.
thing. Yeah, that's exactly the scene. And Darrow's like, I'll give up the sons. I'll give up the sons. You know?
And it originates because Romulus is like, so here's the deal. I've got these 2 people here, and I feel for both of you. But I'm in the seat of power now. You need me.
Yeah.
So what am I going to get? What can you give me? And so that's where the argument was. And there wasn't really anything Darrow could give him. And so that was his answer. But I feel like they could have twisted the nuke thing to fit.
Mm-hmm. I think that Darrow felt cornered, right? Because Roque had planted a seed. Because, right, like Romulus is racist. And Roque had planted the seed of what about the low colors here? And so he's thinking, obviously, Romulus is now going to think, okay, well, the low colors in red are the ones like making all this fight happen. And obviously they're having an impact here. He blames the sovereign actually for a lot of the things that the Sons of Ares are doing on the moon. And I think Darrow just kind of felt cornered that there was just no getting around that Romulus was going to side with Roque when he really like starts to think, because they were kind of going down the path of like, all right, these low colors are also going to rise. And because initially it was like he really didn't have to do it, but I guess I can see how he felt he had no other choice in that sense, because that was the big outstanding question.
Let's also set this up a different way. Let's say he didn't give up the Suns, right? And put yourself in Romulus' shoes here. Okay, yes, you have a point you have the other 2 points. Yeah, they might be stockpiling nukes. Yeah, that is a huge concern to us. But what if I'm being played? If I'm being played and you draw me out into this war, use me for your benefit, and you basically have the Suns take over while we are weak. That's, I think, a legitimate concern Romulus could have, especially because you're allying yourself with this person who we have just established Reds are kind of starting to see him as a god after they saw his carving and all that other stuff. Does that leave Romulus weak if Darrow doesn't give up that bit? And is that enough to push Romulus over the edge?
I think...
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's flip the narrative. If we introduce nukes first, see how that goes over.
See how it goes. See how it goes. And then maybe
if
offer
that's not
half
enough,
the cells.
Sure.
Yeah. The whole offering all the cells I didn't get. I'm like, you could have offered some.
I get it if it's your only play, because
Right.
it sounds strong and provocative. But
Yes,
he's got a way more provocative thing going on.
But this is also the thing. Yes, I get it if it's your only play, but arguably he had to play everything, right? They needed Romulus.
Well,
they
we'll
needed.
never know.
Yeah,
Because
and
they did it out of order.
And that's the thing. Okay, maybe you bid a little too high, but at least you got what you needed, right?
Yeah. I think in the sequence that it was happening with the battering between like him and Roque, this was the only time that this would have come up, because that was like the big question that Roque had put on the table. He's like, all right, this. Darrow then was like, okay, the only thing that I could do against that point is this. And after that, Roque is just like, he's lying. Well, no, you're the liar. You're the one that betrayed like all of us at all these different times. I think in the sequence that it happened, I can see how it makes sense. I don't like it, but I can see how it makes sense.
And at the end of the day, it works, right? Romulus, as you all say, crashes out.
It's it's huge. I don't see Romulus like you do. I think I did on first read. I was kind of like, oh, he's stoic. Like he's I don't
Spartan.
think so.
He talks
now
a lot.
that I read it, yeah, I actually see him as cartoonish.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
Okay.
Like as like a Napoleon type figure, like how like how the Animaniacs used to do Napoleon. Like that's how I see him. I do.
Yeah.
He does get tricked. I wrote Romulus crashing out is epic before I even read the part where he slits his hand open, sucks out the blood.
That's part of the thing.
And spits it in his face.
Blood,
Yeah, he was dramatic before that.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have to do that, but... Wait, before we get to...
Yeah, back to the sequence. I do want to say I don't agree with the sequence. I think it's a little loose, but I love it as a plot device. And the reason is because now everyone in the Rim hates Darrow from here forward. He sells everyone out. He sells out the people on his side. Later with Ganymede, he sells out Romulus, and now the Rim is a huge problem, and I love that from what that does to the series of these books. So
I think I love that in this part we have two very clear points where it's like, was this a mistake? Did Darrow go too far? And just one more thing about the giving up the Suns. I think you also had to consider that there was a very real possibility that the Rim tries to stay isolationist. And if you piss him off enough and he doesn't like either of the things you guys are saying, he's just going to be like, well, we're just going to defend the Rim and not join either of you. And that's kind of like how we were saying earlier. Romulus is like, what can you give me?
I don't think
giving him information about nukes is not giving him anything. The only thing Darrow gives is the Suns. That's the only thing he has to give.
Two enemy fleets on his doorstep.
Yeah, but he could defend himself and not do anything more.
Yeah, but they could have played it differently from the beginning. Like they knew what they were going to do. That's what gets me, is they knew this was the plan. They see the boots. It's a shoes off household. They go inside and they see they could have pivoted. They could have improv'd and been like, wait, shit, is that Roque all Fabii? Because actually, no shit. Like, they could have looked scared. They could have said, before we go in there, I have something you need to see. Like, they could have taken all of that beautiful theatrical work, front loaded it, tried that out. Then if it didn't work, let's then hand off some of the Sons of Ares. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
I think we're at an impasse because
Maybe.
I think
Yeah.
We're at an impasse. He's a great character, and we all agree he's awesome.
I do agree. He's a fun character.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Great
loved his crash out.
Character.
Yes. Great.
I
Did
think
Great
anybody go ahead, Nick? Sorry.
we'll touch more on this later, but I think this was less of an unforced error than bombing the docks. If you had to pick one, I think it makes more sense that he gave up the suns than that he bombed the docks.
Disagree.
Yeah, was the bombing of the docks really an error? I mean, he took them off the board
a
for
great
50
idea.
years.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was,
years.
But you
it
didn't.
was strategic.
Well, hey, we don't know
10
that.
years.
Mark this part.
But either way, like you said earlier, Sam, you're betraying someone.
Yes.
Either way,
It's
and
tough.
why are you going to betray one side and then betray the other? And like you said, you're ending up alienating
Darrow
everyone.
doesn't give a
And-
fuck anymore.
Well, I think Darrow's
But what's
Darrow's
the point
reached-
of taking out the docks at Ganymede?
Like,
you're
stop
the
their
single
core.
best ship making.
Yeah, but do you really think they're going to sail on the core?
That's what he's afraid of.
But
Yeah.
then I think he's kind of not paying attention. They don't want to sail on the core. They just want to be left alone.
But that's what they say. That's not
That's what they
necessarily
say.
true because
They don't-
If you're
really have a.
gold-
If Darrow takes over, right, they will see that as weak. They're like, we are the elite golds of the gold. Of course, we're going to go down there and like take it for ourselves. So I do actually think that it was a great forward thinking of Darrow.
Boy, was it
Yeah.
exciting.
And
Boy,
It
was
was
it
very
exciting.
exciting.
We'll get
Did
there. and
anybody
we can-
pick up on the
Yeah.
password to Mustang's tablet?
I was
What?
listening to that while I was walking, and I was like, that's an Easter egg. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but
I
it's
don't
an
know
Easter
what it
egg.
is, but yeah, like his
I
surprise,
think-
I was like, ooh.
Somebody in the comments can correct me. Pierce can correct me. I think that is Darrow's number when he was a red.
Oh,
Right? They don't have names. They just have numbers.
and they glance at each other.
And they
yeah.
and he's like, oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just shout out to Mustang. And credit where credit is due. I do a lot of Mustang hate.
Hey.
She's impeccable in this.
In this,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
This is
does
where she shines.
such a good job.
The
Mhm.
dialogue in this chapter's phenomenal. It's really
Incredible.
good. It's like
Yeah.
fantastic, and it ends with their parting ways, and Darrow is saying Roque is saying like, this isn't how society is, blah blah blah, Roque stuff. I'm gonna be in charge. And Darrow's like, and it's your right to decide that? And he goes, yes, it is, but beat me in space and it will be yours. Very good dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
It is good.
Yeah, I think this answered a lot of my questions from previous episodes about Roque of like, but if Roque knew all that, all the details, but I think Roque was just a goldist and that was it. He's like, I'm going to hold the standards of the gold because that's how I was raised and it's the best. And I was like, okay, Roque.
And that's
We'll see.
that's a very great point, Liz and Sam and everything. Like all of this, it's asking, well, what gives you that right? And Roque truly just believes, because I'm superior to you in battle.
Right.
And I think Darrow is really coming from a place of, no, what philosophically gives anyone that right? What, especially you? Is it really just beating you in space? And I think it's really just laying a groundwork of a behind-the-scenes philosophical battle there. And I just think that line from Roque encapsulates why I think he sucks.
This is a great
It's a
Roque
cool
part, though.
line, but it's also like so stupid. Really just beat you in space and you have the right to rule? Come on.
What there's this very brief moment where Romulus is not I wouldn't say crashing out. He's frustrated with
He's
Roque's
crashing out.
responses.
I wish
And
I had
he-
highlighted it.
he's
Enough!
shouting-
Romulus screams,
Yes.
surging to his feet and slamming his large hands on the table. Enough hypocrisy! Enough schemes! Enough lies, you sniveling core sycophant! He trembles, finally with rage. If you were not my guest, I would hurl my glove at you and cut your manhood away from the bleeding place. Your lost generation has forgotten what it means to be gold. You have forsaken your heritage, suckling at the tit of power. And why? For what? Those wings on your shoulders? Imperator. He scoffs at the word. You whelp. I pity a world where you decide if a man like Lorna Arcos lives or dies. Did your parents ever teach you?
Wait, that's the
crash
part
out.
I want you to read. Did your parents never teach you?
Oh,
They did
that is
not.
good.
Roque
They
was
did
raised
not.
by tutors, by books. What is
Take it
pride
over.
without honor? What is honor without truth? Honor is not what you say. It is not what you read. It is what you do. I think, to your point, Nick,
He read it very much calmer than me, and maybe that the energy
And
we
that's
come
how I
in
think
book
he
is
was
just
doing it.
different.
It is not what you do.
His chest too. He's
Yeah,
like,
just like a little gentle tap.
I was picturing it as like a boom, boom.
I think you're right, Liz.
Because he was
Pride,
trembling
honor,
with like.
Roque is a person, grew up with books about honor and about his parents literally did not raise him. He was raised by tutors. And so I think in this, who's Roque as a person, he's just an idealist, and the books of, I don't know, that he read as a child are the things that developed him into who he is. So
Yeah, but I think this is part of why I don't like Rook so much. And I get it. You're absolutely right. It's based off these books. But if you're going to be an idealist, at least have some good fucking ideals. Like, yeah, he's an idealist, but his ideals are really just stupid. Like, it's gold
I don't
supremacy.
know.
It's colorist.
They are stupid, but I get
and-
where they're coming from. I'm
And
not like mystified.
yeah, I get where they're coming from too, but also it's like you're not an idealist. You are
Right.
saying more of the same. You're just you're eating up the propaganda and spitting it right back.
Why do we think the sovereign didn't tell him that it was the jackal that was storing all of those war
I think
equipment?
they tell us. It's just she keeps things close to the chest.
And also, I mean, it is a war crime.
And yeah, it's a war crime. But it also shows her lack of faith in Roque. Which,
I mean, anyone really, but yeah, Roque particularly. Go ahead, Craig.
well, anyway, I love Roque. So let's keep moving.
Darrow tells him about Quinn's death and what the jackal told him,
That's true.
and he just vehemently denies it. He just cannot believe it. He's like, absolutely not. It is your fault. I will always blame you.
I think, yeah, I just hate Roque. I could go on.
So then I'm not entirely sure how to even capture the drama or cinematic excellence of this star battle.
Well, hang on 1 second. There's
Yeah.
that final line between, like when Darrow asks, when did I lose you? Did we talk about that yet?
No, go ahead.
No.
Well, I'm vague on the details, but I remember it being such a pivotal moment. And
Yeah.
what does, because Darrow asks,
So he says, when did I lose you? Rogue says, when Quinn died. You planned to
Okay,
kill
right.
me even when you thought I was a gold? And Rogue says, gold, red, it doesn't matter. Your spirit is black. Quinn was good. Leah was good. And you used them. You were ruined, Darrow. You drain your friends of life and leave them spent and wasted in your wake, convincing yourself each death is worth it. Each death brings you closer to justice, but history is littered with men like you. This society is not without fault, but the hierarchy, this world, it is the best man can afford.
God, I hate Roque.
Yeah. And that's when Darrow asks if it's his right to decide.
Freaking
He's like, yeah,
bootlicker.
because I'm
That's
the
what he
most
is. He's a
powerful.
bootlicker. Like, really. But I do also want to shout out that, like, going back and looking at Golden Sun again, yeah, Roque does start treating Darrow differently after Quinn dies, and you can kind of see it, like, because you have that whole thing with he gets mad at him for not going after Aja and all that stuff, and it just keeps deteriorating from there. So I do believe that, even though I think he might be playing that up for dramatic effect. I think he probably actually, their friendship actually broke when Darrow drugged him and left him in the room. That would be my guess.
Probably.
But I guess he's like, I don't want to say that.
I guess it's so interesting because Roque never learns why Darrow did that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I do want to get to the space battle, but we have some cute scenes with Kavax. I mean,
Let's hear about it.
Oh, yes, please. This is like
it's just a
one of the
goodbye
best.
scene, but it is truly one of the best. Basically, Darrow's like, everyone's in the hangar. They're all like about to go to battle. And Kavax says kind of goodbye to Darrow. And he's like, hey, thanks. And Kavax is like, for what? And he's like, just for like treating me like part of the family. And he goes,
Yeah.
You are family.
Yeah.
Sam,
You're
do you have the
my
actual?
family.
Do you have the quote,
Yeah, you
Sam?
should read
Because
that
it
quote.
definitely gets you a little bit misty eyed.
Yeah. Farewell, because they're saying goodbye. It's not farewell, he rumbles with a toothy grin. Win today and it becomes a long hello. I don't know how to thank you, I say. What for? Kavax asks, confused as per usual. The kindness, I don't know how else to say it, for watching over my friends when I'm not even one of you. And he goes, one of us? Craig does a better voice than me. She makes you one of us, pointing to Mustang. It's all I can do to keep the tears from my eyes. And if we damn all that, I say you're one of us. So one of us you are. And then he lets Sophocles jump on Darrow's shoulder. And what's caught in Darrow's little armor? A little watermelon jelly bean.
Jelly bean.
Thraxa is the one who put it there. We meet Thraxa.
Also cute.
The big man's eyes light up. What a fresh deliciousness is this, Sophocles? Your favorite kind, watermelon. See, you have his benediction as well. And then he slams him into a hug and he goes, do reds fish? And
Really
he's
cute.
like, I'd never done it. And he's like, we're going fishing when this is all over. And it's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. And then he kisses Mustang.
We've been saying this for a long time. I mean, Sam, you introduced it, but there is no better.
No, there's
family.
no better. They're the best.
Including the Weasleys. I think that they have overtaken the Weasleys by far.
I'll agree. I
don't know.
think
The Weasleys are a really awesome family. I think
I was going to
checkers-
say, yeah, I really like the Weasleys.
Yeah, the Weasleys are... honestly, the Weasleys are kind of the same. Like, they're awesome for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I think there's also a certain bit of, every gold that we're seeing for the most part is calling Darrow an abomination, saying all these, like, how disgusting he is, all this other stuff. And then we have this bit from Cavix. And really, it's just the way the Telemanuses have been treating him. And it's such a good foil to all of that. It's so, I think, important to have at least one section, one core group of people that are like, no, we love you like you are. We love you for what you are. And it's so important, I think, and might be a little bit overlooked at times, but maybe not. Maybe everyone sees how great that is.
I think maybe everyone sees. Comment in the comments. And then we have, shout out to, it was either Liz or Sam who made this reference. Darrow's like flirting with Mustang before he leaves. He winks at her. He's like, I'll come back, winkety wink. And she's like, no, really, I can't be alone again. You have to come back.
They have a nice kiss.
They do have a nice kiss. So they do have a nice kiss. That's right.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Will they, won't they, right?
I mean,
yeah.
Only time will tell.
We have they're very reminiscent of pre-Iron Rain, where they're all chatting.
Yes.
We have that moment too, and Sephi the Quiet comes on as like her volume's turned up to 100.
That's so quiet.
That's so cute.
It's very much like Donut shouting in the chat.
It is, yeah, all caps. It is.
Oh.
Sephi the Quiet is not very quiet.
Orion, my girl, is back. She's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Great.
She's awesome. She wants a parrot because she loved being a pirate. Of course she did.
Of
You
course.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Really great banter. I think that's one thing that we've seen a few times now is how well the banter is done before a really, really heavy scene.
Yeah. And so they like separate, right? For war. They're like Severo and the Howlers.
They go off.
They go off. They're hidden somewhere. Mustang, and she got inducted with the assassins of the core of the moon. So she's leading them, that group, I believe, right? In her ship, which I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But we get the famous. Victra jumps on Darrow's ship and is like, "Oh, am I not supposed to be here?"
Victra.
She's so cool. Love
She's
Victra.
so cool.
And she for everybody who hasn't read the book, she's only here because Severo was like, "Hey, keep an eye on Darrow," which is cute in two ways. That Victor would do it, even, And then Darrow has a famous, not quite as good as an Iron Rain speech, but in mine, in space, in city, and sky, we have lived our lives in fear of death, fear of pain. Today, fear only that we fail. We cannot. We stand upon the edge of darkness, holding the lone torch left to man. That torch will not go out. Anyway, he goes on and on.
Prepare for battle.
We get some great monologues in this book. Can we just say
This is a good book for monologues. There's a lot
really
of them.
is.
They're good.
If you love monologues, Morningstar.
Yeah, so
And then
you did a beautiful job describing in the summary just like the mechanics of the plan.
Which is so interesting because I remember reading this and being like, what is he doing? Because you have no clue, right?
Me too. Yeah. So what ends up happening is Roque knows Darrow. He knows how reckless he is because he's kind of invincible on the ground. He is not as invincible in the sky, which we see at the beginning of book 2 because he loses to Carnus Al Bologna in space at the Institute. So Darrow knows that Roque knows this about Darrow, so he is playing into his hands, which we, the reader, are not necessarily aware of when this is happening. But Darrow just plunges straight at Roque's ship, which is 8 kilometers long, hit Roque's ship, and Darrow's is like 200 years old. The Pax is like super old. So there's no way that this is going to work out in Darrow's favor. And so we get to this astonishing moment where he has this back and forth with Roque over the comm, and Roque is like, I need your body. Like, you're going to die either way. You could surrender, or I'm going to send in my people to come get you. And Darrow has a great line. He's like, fuck you. He literally says that and then like cuts off. And then cut to them running through the ship and this incredible moment where there are 5 claw drills set up in a hangar. And he jumps in with some other red Helldivers. And I don't know. How did people feel about this?
It's just so fun.
Yeah, I thought it was just described really well. Not to get ahead, but slightly ahead, I guess like I was surprised that Roque was surprised that they were there. I wasn't sure. Like, did he not know that they breached his ship? Like he was truly stunned. I was like, didn't they get like alarms or anything that like their ship is
No, he
breached?
knows.
Oh, okay.
He knows he's there. He's just like, there's no way they're going to cut through this door, this 4-foot thick door, before my backup gets here.
And
It's
he was
in the
right.
thing.
I see.
That's the
And
thing.
he's right.
He was right.
Yeah.
That dumb motherfucker. The way he looks personally hurt that his pink sex slave let them in is just everything you need to know. Right.
But I also think
for him, it's like, Roque, that's what we're talking about. Dumb fuck.
I think that's
so true.
One, I think that is such an important point. The symbolism there that it's the pink that betrays him because it's a lower color that betrays him. 2, no, I think he is to an extent surprised because he doesn't know how a claw drill works. Golds don't know how that stuff works, and no one has ever done this before. It's such an out there tactic. And also shout out to Pierce Brown for we've seen this once before earlier in this book already, and I think that was great foreshadowing. It's using a tactic, Darrow taking a tactic and employing it and modeling it into something that he can use in space is just
like
wild.
in book 2. Why do we like this so much? He keeps doing the same thing. We eat it up every time.
Yeah, it's great.
But this time he's like, you know what? I can shoot myself at you with a claw drill.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, what a cool idea.
Yeah. No, but I mean the setup. In book 2, Pierce does a setup foreshadowing and then in this one he did the same thing.
Yeah, good point.
And
we're like,
oh my God. Genuinely, though, I was like, oh my God.
It's so good. Yeah, no, it's not a criticism. I'm wondering how he gets us every time.
Yeah. We're absolutely going to need a spoiler episode after this one too, because this is just so much is set up in this part for so much. But I also, you guys are gonna hate me, but I need to shout out that no, you don't have to. It's not that.
Okay.
I have to shout out that this is a perfect sequence showing that Darrow is not reliable as a narrator.
I was waiting for it.
Why? I was not waiting for it.
Every episode.
Because basically we have no idea what's going on here. Darrow tells us one thing and it's something else completely happening. It's not a fault here. I'm not faulting Darrow at all. I think it's a great plot device is that we multiple times in this sequence think that Roque has the upper hand, and it's really just that Darrow has withheld information from us that
no, Roque has the upper hand.
No, then how?
We don't know that the pink is going to let us in.
Yes, but at that point still you're kind of on middle ground here too. And there's one, could you have known that? And 2, what else was left out that Darrow told us? Like,
you know what? We don't need Pierce Brown on this podcast. We need like a literary professor.
Yeah.
Like this like we need someone to really just tell us whether this POV, like it's just, to me, like that's just storytelling. That's not because he's a narrator and he's unreliable. It's just because that's how a story plays out. But
that's also go ahead.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead,
no.
Liz.
I was going to say from Darrow's perspective, though, isn't it? Because, like, right at this point, they are waiting for, and I just saw that again, that they are waiting for Holiday to, like, crack the door. And she says it'll be with the claw drill or whatever,
10
14,
minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, which they're like, okay, that's too long of a time. And then the Pink opens the door. So I guess.
I think yes, you guys are all right, and yes, some of this is just
Mark this part.
Some
I'm
of
going to
this,
make this into an Instagram post.
yes, you guys are right, and some of this is just
You guys are right. You guys are right.
The
You guys are right.
result of having a story told from a POV and not from a third party. And at the same point, the part I'm making out is Darrow knew additional information that he did not tell us. That is the part that's not.
What's the additional
What was-
information?
His
Why
whole
don't you-
tactic. His whole
Why
tactic.
don't you put a pin in it and talk to me when Cassius shows up in the final scene? How about we
I agree.
wait for that? Because this
I
is going to
agree.
be the same argument, and it's a much stronger.
It is better.
Revelation.
This argument would be better in part 4.
Fine.
Sorry, Nick.
I think it's just a theme through the entire book. And this is
Fair.
all I'm saying is this is a part. There are parts of this space battle where we don't know what Darrow has set up. And
Yeah.
I love it. It's a common plot device. And
Yes.
I like it. And I'm not saying it's unique here, but I am saying it is because Darrow is specifically choosing not to tell us, and that makes him unreliable. We don't know what he's telling us and what he's not. That's all I'm saying.
I guess.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
okay.
I-
Okay.
As per
I have
usual, I think we're arguing
questions.
semantics.
We are
Yeah.
arguing semantics. Yeah, Liz.
No, I guess I'm just like not clear on what he didn't tell us. Is it like the claw drill? Is it the.
Wasn't
the
there
fact-
like basically, if I remember correctly, there's a part in this where it seems like Roque absolutely has the upper hand, and we have
Oh,
no idea what's
uh-huh.
coming next. And it's because one, the claw drills, which I think he does set up the claw drills, but also isn't there another maneuver that like happens with one, whatever the hell Subro's doing, and also Victra and her ships as well? Like we don't get
Right,
any of that
that's okay.
information too.
This would be so. I agree with Sam. I think that's just storytelling. We would be so bored if he was like, "All right, guys, let's talk about this at the
Oh, I'm
table
not-
before we even begin."
Again, that's my point. I'm not saying there's a fault here. That's
Mhm.
it's just the I don't know what I'm arguing. You know what?
It's
Fuck
the
it. Move on.
surprise
Alright,
effect.
that's
that you have.
Can
I
we
do that
talk
too.
about? Doesn't Darrow have like a really badass scene where he breaks in and then just starts cutting people down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to bring that up because I don't think we have time for it. It's an incredible, like, the hallway scenes with him and
Mhm.
Victra
Mhm.
Oh,
and
and-
Holiday.
We need to
Mhm.
make time for the Victor quote, or the Victor quote here.
What's
Oh,
the
I don't know
Victor
what it
quote? Say
is.
it.
What is the Victor quote?
Oh, just the bye Felicia.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
That's here, right?
That's easy. That's easy. Yes,
Yeah.
and that's easy.
It actually
to
is
make
a
time
funny
for.
scene. Yeah. So a
It
gold
is.
walks up and she's like, "My name is Felicia. Oh, blah blah blah." You know,
Yeah, and she just.
bye Felicia.
Can I just also laugh at Tim Gerard Reynolds? Absolutely Felicia, and it's like I don't know. Just hearing him say it was amazing.
Yeah.
Shall we just get to the part where they're talking with Roque? We good now?
I think we gotta
We gotta
do
get
the Rogue
there.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved having Victra in these scenes
Mhm.
Me too.
because she and Roque are great foils for each other.
Yes.
They
Hundo.
both are, and the part where they literally are fighting about their ideals is just so good. I get chills. Like he's saying, "I'm fighting for more," and she's saying, "Yeah, me too." Like just not that, and they're just like both fighting for ideals, which is cool from two
Yeah.
golds who prior to this didn't really have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what the
Yeah.
hell more is Rogue fighting for?
The hierarchy.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to get back to status quo.
Well, he has the same dream that a character in the latter part of the series has, which is who are the shepherds? Who's
Mhm.
it supposed to be?
Yeah, who's supposed
Like-
to be the people in charge?
What we don't get enough of, I don't think, we just get little, I don't know, pinpricks here and there, is humanity on Earth pre-gold takeover was horrendous.
Like
and so
present
that
day?
is their fear, like today. And so there needs to be, at the time, there needed to be someone in charge who was like, stop bickering amongst yourselves. Like, here's how it's going to work from here on out. And so that's what Rogue is so into.
See, this is going to be fun for a spoiler episode too, because it's interesting to see the different takes on this. But I think in both cases, but especially with Roque, it's bullshit. Like, really, like, I get it. On theory, yeah, you need someone to pull people from the chaos. You need someone to organize, but that's not what you're advocating
Full
for, because
yeah.
that you're not advocating for that because you don't want to get rid of the color system. You don't want to have people have equal lives. You want people to be lesser than you. It's not just that you want to shepherd people out of chaos. You want people to be lesser than you, and you're just trying to sell it as, oh, I want to be a shepherd. And it's like, no, you're trying to get people on your side to be an authoritarian.
I kind of like get Nero more than I get Roque. You know, like,
yeah, at
I
least
like-
Nero, like, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
That's a good point.
yeah, I feel like Nero understood what was going on. He said ad nauseum how he understands the hierarchy is artificial,
Mhm.
but that he wants to be at the top of it. And that is at least straightforward.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, Roque is a little bit like, you can't mix the idealism of like peace with what he's doing. So that, yeah,
Okay.
never thought I'd miss Nero. Nero.
What a guy.
Nero.
Nero, I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting
So-
though, because you're right. It's a little bit of, at least Nero's honest about it, and
Yeah.
I think Roque believes what he's saying, but I think he's drinking the Kool-Aid a whole lot. And
A whole
you're,
lot. It's if Cassius didn't have any humanity.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what makes it
they hold up the
dangerous.
same things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we have in every single way, Roque has been outplayed. He's been tricked. They have made it onto his ship. Then Darrow blows up the Pax, which vaporizes all of the boarding parties. Then Severo makes an appearance and destroys the rest of the fleet. And so finally we're left with sad Roque, who is just like,
which is amazing. But
it is.
to your point about, like, I think we see this a couple times, and it's something that's set up. Sorry, I completely cut you off, and I'm taking this on, running with it. I think it's set up. We started by saying everyone's not working well together at the start of this book, and they're not playing to their strengths. And there are at least two scenes here. One's coming much later, but this one especially, you have this titan of a character that you're going up against with Roque. We're told how strong he is in space battle, and you take him down by all of you working to your strengths and working together. Like, everyone plays a part here. And to jump ahead a little bit, it's similar to the fight with Aja, how it takes everyone playing to their strengths there as well too.
Well, this is very much an Ender's Game moment too.
Yeah, good
Because
point.
what Ender is so famous for is allowing independence in small groups of his commanders. And so what Roque is doing is being the central hub of this space fleet. And of course, when you get rid of that, everything fails. So I agree with you.
So sad
There's a-
Roque.
Yeah.
Sad
For how
Roque,
great he is, that was a major flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a real hold me back moment right before Roque kills himself. He looks all sad. He's being sad, Roque. And he looks around and he's like, look at all this. She must have been pretty lovely.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, fucking
Mhm.
hold me back, bro. I like, if I was Victra, I would be like, oh no, he did not just fucking say that.
That's a hell of a line.
It is.
Whoa. How dare you?
Yeah, it is a how dare you.
And you really don't get it.
Yeah, it's
No.
unforgivable.
It's
Yeah.
unforgivable.
For those who might not know the full context here, Sam, can you
He's referring to EO as
Mhm.
though Darrow's fighting this entire war just because like EO's a hottie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is gross.
Like,
I mean, he also
how
like
dare
tried to
you?
imply Victra and Darrow, and that's why. And then he's like, "Oh, but she's never gonna
Yeah.
pick you." He's just like, it's so high school.
dumb.
I'm like, I don't even get it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's dumb.
For someone who's the poet, like he is interpersonally dumb.
That's the thing. He's not a
Yeah.
poet. He wants to be a poet.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just a
that
liar.
got me.
would you guys
Yeah.
have let him kill himself, or would you have taken in that from him?
I'd have killed him.
After that line, would have ripped him apart with my bare hands.
Oh, 100%.
Well, what is surprising to me is we know that they're all upset with Roque right now, specifically because he hasn't called off the strike that is happening on Mustang. So like his ships are still firing into Mustang's ships.
Mhm.
So the fact that Darrow lets him do this soliloquy for 5-10 minutes, that's
No.
what's nuts to
I
me.
hated this part, and I hated this
Excellent
part
point.
so much because Darrow is like feeling bad for Roque,
Right,
And
like,
he's
Darrow
like,
didn't
oh,
want him-
and it's just
yeah.
like, dude, just kill him
Yeah.
and be done with it. He sucks.
I like the part.
I'm
Well,
glad
I
that
do.
Roque.
No,
I'm glad that Roque told him like I would just kill you. Like if you
Yeah.
let me live and you like try to bring me into your fold, absolutely not. Because like that's exactly what Darrow was trying to like suggest. I'm like, why?
Exactly. And I let me be clear. I like the part. I'm just so frustrated every time I read it because I'm like, come on.
Just like
It's
whack
good.
him.
It's really great, but it's like, come on, just give me a more satisfying kill of this guy.
Here's another. Do you remember in Lord of the Rings, what's the name of Elrond? Do you remember the scene where Elrond is talking to Aragorn and he's like, our time is fading. Our people are fading. There is no hope left in these worlds. The strength of men has failed. Right?
So
That's
much
a
death.
Roque. So much. Yeah, it's a great quote. That's what Roque is doing right before he kills himself. He
Yeah.
literally, our age is ending. I feel the days shortening, the brief light dimming upon the kingdom of man. It's literally like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but he's no Elrond.
No, he's
he's-
not an Elrond.
I think that actually
More a
perfectly
Denethor
encapsulates.
than an Elrond.
I think that perfectly encapsulates it. Is you think you're Elrond, but you're really just I don't know what. You're just some.
Yeah.
Find me a good metaphor there. I don't know, but it's not Elrond.
Yeah. Anyway, he takes his own life. And I think what happens next?
We're running out of time.
What
But this,
happens
is a,
next?
this is a really big point.
Anything happen next?
I think it's
So-
over.
After they're clearly taking this battle, and Roque is dead, and he's bleeding out or somewhere, and they just kick his body to the side, and they're like, "All right, what do we do now?" And Darrow is just like, "I think we need to target the docks, basically." And there's a whole lot of back and forth. And again, I just want to shout out Sam something you mentioned before. It's awesome that Victra is here.
Victra
because
is so
yeah.
good in this scene.
She's
And-
such a
yeah.
true friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
100%.
And just competent. Like, so she
Yeah.
kind of takes over control of the bridge. I want to return to like his plan and how it unrolls because it's really cool. But when it is finally time to fire on Ganymede, she puts her arm on his shoulder and she's like, share the load, bud.
Share the
and she
load.
makes the call, which is like,
Which is peak
just-
friend behavior.
yeah, and peak like leader behavior and peak, like she is just there. Like she is so with it.
And she gets it like this is going to be
Yes.
heavy
Yes.
for
Mhm.
Darrow.
Yeah. It's a kind of like we experience through Darrow so much loneliness now in the future. And like, this is a moment where someone really deeply gets it and is there for him.
Yeah, Mustang probably wouldn't have done it, by the way. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
Mustang
don't
not.
think so.
Absolutely not.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I
We
think
need
Mustang would have
Victra.
argued against it for sure. Yeah.
Don't they have a little bit? Well, Mustang's not there, but the people that are on the bridge, isn't there a slight little like, hey, why are we doing this? Like,
yeah, because even Victra is a little like she does that to show like her support, but even she like at least the way that Darrow explains it is like she also has a hesitancy in her face of like,
yes.
mhm.
are we?
I think she
sure?
argues against it too. She's like, hold on. I don't know about that.
Mhm.
But she starts out by being like, all right, anybody on the bridge, you like stand up now
That's right.
if you're going to fight.
You have three
Otherwise, we're going to
options.
kill you.
yeah.
And then Darrow kind of like gets this little like thought. And then he does that whole thing where he like runs
Which
the
is
place
cool.
really fast and then kneels
Yeah.
down. So he's like panting and talking to Romulus, like,
Yeah.
we're trying to take over the ship. We'll see if we can make
And
it.
Romulus
in time.
is like, they're turning towards Ganymede.
shit, I'm going to do my best.
Yeah. It's a pretty
Again, theatrical.
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that's a lie.
that is a lie. So yeah, Darrow
Oh.
has done the big betrayal of pretending to be a gold amongst golds.
Yeah.
This is the next big.
This is
Mhm.
big.
This is huge.
Yeah. This comes into play so many times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But he's like, we'll wipe everything, no evidence. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Nobody will ever know. Like
yeah,
everybody
he
will.
casually says, "Wipe it." Like,
Yeah.
Wipe it. And then they're like,
delete
what about
the film.
all the people here?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
looks at everyone. He's like, who's going to tell them?
Yeah.
Who?
If anybody raises their hand, just kill them. It's like,
Who's
okay.
telling them?
There's also the bit that this action is very much counter to what Darrow is fighting for, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's not a tactically smart decision, but
It's a very gold decision, isn't it?
you're essentially
Yeah.
committing genocide in a way. You're blowing everyone up in addition to the ships.
I mean, that's kind of like, I was going to say, I mean, if you think about it in that way, then I feel like then he's done it twice in this area with the Sons of Ares.
Exactly.
Right. Like and I was like, when did he tell them to evacuate? Because he couldn't have told them that much ahead, because then the core would be like, what is all that movement happening?
He said he didn't give them enough time.
Yeah.
Because
I think this is Darrow,
couldn't.
like, accepting that he is, what is he? He's hell diver. What is his what's the name that people call him?
The Reaper.
The Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
But you're absolutely
certainly-
right about Victra. Share the load, darling, she says, putting a hand on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Helmsman,
big one to
open
take.
fire with all port batteries. Launch tubes 21 through 50 at their center line. And together we stand shoulder to shoulder and watch the warship lay ruin to the defenseless dock.
Yeah.
What a decision. Man.
And then Sephi names the ship Morningstar. And initial read, I'm like, oh, Sephi's just doing this to honor Darrow because they've been calling him the Morningstar. I don't know about that second read.
I'm so
fourth
glad
read.
you mentioned that, because do you remember, I think it was 2 episodes ago, we were saying like Ragnar made this whole legend about himself, which ended up him being the Morningstar, but we knew the books were named after Darrow. So what was that mention all about?
Yeah.
And it pays off right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this part's a 5 for me.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, absolutely. 5.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
this is a 5 for sure.
All right.
Have we said everything? Hold on, let me check my notes.
I feel like I think we had to skip over some things because
Yeah.
Spoilers. We did. And I think a lot of what we want to say is spoiler based. So
Mhm.
hopefully pretty soon we can get all that off our chest.
Yeah.
And that's gonna, we'll put that out so that we can just have a little bit more open discussion without me going, no!
Mark it.
Yeah. Well, good
Yeah.
job, everybody.
Okay.
Love this part.
Yeah.
We're heading on to part 4. It's not over.
No, it's not done.
No.
No.
Can you believe it? It's not done.
It's so crazy to think
And
about what we
there's
still have
more.
left. Like,
Yeah.
It's huge.
it really is. There's so many important things. It's like, that's all in part 4. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, good job, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Adios.
Bye,
amigos.
Bye.
Vindication has never felt this sad. Next episode, we somehow pivot to a wedding, an actual one this time, no boxes, as House Barca makes it official. But this is Pierce Brown, so a celebration is just the calm before he reaches into our chests again. And this season's final stretch opens with a betrayal you'll see coming and still won't be ready for. If you're Pierce Brown or anyone else with thoughts or complaints or compliments, you can reach us at thehowlerbookclub@gmail.com or find us on Instagram at Red Rising Book Club.